Alright YouTube, what's going on? It's Rewire STRIKE, and today I am unboxing a new cell phone that I got, the iPhone X. That's right, I have upgraded. I've been using a Windows phone for the last year, and as really great as it was, they started supporting the apps. They stopped supporting the apps that I actually use, so I had to cancel it. That includes like my stock trading apps and my banking apps, so that's a no-go. If you guys cancel that, there's no point in me really having a phone. So I invested in this. I got a discount with the company that I work at. Got a 25% off total bill, so that's everything. And I'm really excited. So without further ado, I'll start this unboxing. Alright, so here it is. Let's do this. Sorry if my camera's not super HD with all this special lighting and stuff. Alright. So it says, designed by Apple in California. Hello. Okay, so there's some user manual stuff in there. That's paperwork. Here's the phone. Oh my god, it's amazing! Yeah, it's not even on. It's got all this. Okay, so let's try this. There's a little tab here. I haven't actually had an iPhone. Now, believe it or not, I had one of the first original... Is that a scratch? For reals? Look, can you see that little ding right there? No, you can't. You see a little ding right there where the Apple is? I really hope that's not a scratch. I really, oh, it's not. It's gone. Okay, so there are the earbuds. So let's set this down. Believe it or not, what I was saying earlier is I had one of the original iPods, like back when I was like 14. This dude that I had met, he told me he kept talking about MP3 players, MP3 players, MP3 players, and I didn't know what an MP3 player was. At that time, the big deal was switching CDs into MP3 mode, which allowed you to... What the fuck? Are these wireless? I hate wireless. Anyways. Looks exactly the same. So, dude kept talking about how he was saving money using Black Friday at, what's it called? Best Buy. And he kept talking about MP3 players and MP3. So I didn't even know what MP3 was. And at that time, they were still using regular CDRs, right? Because there were CDRs, CDRWs, which meant you can erase over and over again. But they had MP3. It's one of the new things that they were coming out was the MP3 mode for CDs. So, hold on a moment. Alright guys, so what I was trying to say earlier and explain. So these are not wireless, by the way. And I plugged this in. I'm about to plug it in. So let's do that. Hold on a moment. There it is. Okay, so quick update. Is it charging? I don't know. Quick update is that I used to have the original iPod. So when CDs were transitioning from CDs to MP3, right? You had basically two kinds of CDs that you could write on. You had CDRs and CDRW. And CDRW, like I said, is the one where you can erase the data and then rewrite it. But that's this now. Starting from there came out a mode called MP3, which allowed you to take either a CDR or CDRW and put just lots of music on a CD. Like you used to be able to put like 12 songs, then you could put like 30 songs on this MP3. And why is this not? Hold on a moment. I might have to change location. Maybe it's upside down. Maybe it doesn't matter. Give me a quick minute. Alright guys, so I'm back now. So yes, so MP3 data formats were coming around, and this is a little bit before the iPod, I believe. Now back in those days, when I was in high school, like freshman, you know, just transitioning to freshman, having a Sony Walkman CD player was the coolest. Like, that was like the iPhone back in the day. It was really, really popular. It came in all these different colors. It was, something else. Now, a part of the in-between transition, right, from these MP3 writable CDs and the iPod was this special music player that used these electronic chips called mini discs. Now, if y'all remember what a... Hold on a moment, sorry. If y'all remember what a floppy drive was... If y'all remember what a floppy drive was, then you basically had something that was just like that, except it was a little bit smaller, and it was called mini disc. And you would connect around the USB, and this is also kind of around the time USB was coming out. And it had its own little docking station, so you'd plug these like miniature floppy drives into this little docking station, and then you would add music to it in MP3 format, and you would be able to read and write on it over and over again. So, like kind of what I talked about earlier, how we had the CDRs and the CDRWs. CDRWs and CDRs were restricted if you programmed the data in MP3 format, which was basically a checkbox on the computer. So these mini discs were allowing people to basically do what CDs couldn't. And now a mini disc and a CD and a hard drive, they're all the same thing. They're just storage, basically just one's bigger than the other, one's bigger than the other, kind of just so on and so forth. Now, Apple computers, I never actually had an actual desktop from Apple. What I had was I had a Dell desktop, which still works today. It's like this old computer, but Dell used to make really good products. Not anymore. Their quality has gone down dramatically, but Apple has gone up, and Apple's always been like this like retro trend-setting type of stuff, and so their computers were very colorful, very unique. They didn't have a tower. They were all built to just look like a monitor. It was really interesting. So they came out with this MP3 device to attract music listeners to their thing, and this is also the birth of iTunes as well. So this is really like the story that I'm explaining to you now is kind of if you were alive in 2003 or 4, you were like old enough to at least look at a computer and be able to read and stuff. You would know what it is that I'm talking about. So now I have So after taking this woodshop class with this guy who kept on talking about MP3s, now at that time I had the mini disc player, so he was kind of impressed with that, but he kept talking about mini MP3s, how MP3s were a lot smaller, they can hold more data, which meant more songs, and they could also the flipping of the tracks was easier, and it was like waterproof too. You could jog with it. You couldn't really jog with the mini disc player. You could, but it had a tendency to skip, because I used to skateboard to school in the morning, and you would, if you hit a pretty good rock, you might skip it just like you would a CD player, but not really. But the MP3 players never did that. So my friend started, after I learned what an MP3 was, my friend showed me the Apple iPod. And the Apple iPod, I think the first one had a click wheel, but it also had like buttons underneath the screen. And I think the screen was like Game Boy, kind of, wasn't colored, not really black and white. But I had told my mom, I said, look, I really want this because I like, at that time I loved downloading music and listening to music and skateboarding. That's what I really liked doing when I was a freshman. That's it. I didn't like school. I didn't like anything other than just skating and listening to music. And oh my god, and I had leopard pants and a leather jacket. I had a members only leather jacket, kind of like the girl from what's it called? Oh my god, and just like that I broke my phone. Oh. Well, it's not broken. It doesn't matter. I have insurance on it anyways. So now I could do this stuff, but I don't really care. This is actually kind of an interesting story too. I don't care. So yeah, back in high school, I wore leopard pants and had a members only jacket like the girl from Resident Evil because I liked that movie. Anyways, so yeah, so what happened was for Christmas, my mom got it for me. Like, I guess I had made good grades or something like that, and I don't know, but my mom got it for me, and it was really cool. I had my name laser engraved on the back, that way no one could steal it. I had, it held 8 gigs of music, or 80 gigs of music. It was back when a gigabyte was a lot, you know. So, yeah, I don't know, it's just, alright, swipe up to open. Swiping up. English. Select your country, United States. Quick start. Quick start. If you have iPhone or iPad running iOS 11, bring it nearby to sign in automatically. I don't have one, so I'm not gonna show up my Wi-Fi. So yeah, so here, look, watch Siege, because I'm watching Siege right now. Anyways, Pro Leagues. So my mom got it for me. It held 8 or 80 gigs. It didn't have this. It was the brand new one. It was pre-ordered, and it had my name laser engraved on the back, and I had all my music on it. It was it was solid. It was like just pure white, kind of like a unique plastic that you hadn't really seen. Very good. And yeah. So Evil Genius just got wrecked by SK Gaming. I mean, just obliterated. And, alright. So we're back at this now. We're setting stuff up. Let me take a quick break real quick. Alright guys, so here's the menu. Fresh out of the box. I'm not used to seeing these types of icons, or whatever they're called. Allow weather to access your... Dang it, I don't know. So yeah. Let me see if I do that again. Weather. I'm going to say only while using the app. I don't live in Santa Clara. Terrible. Okay, alright. Anyways. So yeah, so my mom got me the iPod for Christmas. And... so much skating got done, it wasn't even funny. None of my friends had the iPod. Some of my friends had computers, and some of them downloaded music just like I did, but none of them had the internet like I did, and so they couldn't download any skate videos. So they would all come over to my house and use my computer anyway, so I don't know. So yeah, let's take a look at the back of this phone. Let me start showing y'all some of the backside. I didn't want the space gray. I didn't care for it. I just got the regular silver. I'll never get an iPhone watch because I think that's gay. Yeah, I really like this. I think there's some plastic still stuck on the edge. I like the silver edges to it. I haven't actually read what's in this pamphlet. I just don't really care. It's probably just saying, hey, you got this. Thank you. You're, one of iPhone's. Oh, cool, stickers. Gonna throw it on that filing cabinet over there. Got it covered in stickers. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And if you actually listened to my story, kind of about where the iPhone came from, Yeah, but I'm not really talking about where the iPhone came from, because then I would have to go from the iPod to the iTouch, which was another MP3 player which had a touchscreen, which when they got rid of the click wheel, and then you have to add in the cell phone stuff. I'm not going to get into any of that. But this right here, iPhone 10, here it is. Even though it doesn't have a button, you push this thing down here, and it turns on. So thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate that. And this is my desk setup. Kind of clean, kind of dirty, just don't care. Have a nice day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, I like my phone. It's good.